Welcome to day 27, here with me, Superman. The topic of today's podcast is, what do you do when the price goes down on your cryptocurrency? Now, the cryptocurrency crash, or as some people have called it, correction, that occurred the other day is a signal for how you should react when your stocks go down, when the value of your coins go down. Okay, because what happened the other day was mass hysteria. Everybody was leaving the market. Okay, it was a bit like, let's say that you've got $1,000 in actual physical banknotes right in front of you. You've got your cash notes right in front of you. There's $1,000 there, and what happens when you start losing your money on Poloniex or whatever exchange you use, it suddenly feels like that money is real. You know, when you're transferring it about and buying and selling stuff, it doesn't necessarily feel like that money is real. Yet, when you start losing money, it all of a sudden feels like those wads of cash are depleting from your hand. You know, let's say that you had 10 wads of cash, each made up of $100 each stack, and all of a sudden you were losing stack after stack, and you were thinking, oh my god, I'm actually losing real money. Best not lose the rest of it. Let's just get out while I can. Now that is fundamentally the wrong way to look at it. Relax when there is a drop in value, okay, because it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to keep dropping. And if it does, that's a good thing too, because it allows you to buy more stock at a lower price. Okay, something that happened with me with Steam the other week is that I invested a lot of my, Bitcoin into Steam, okay? And the other week when I bought Steam, Steam was a lot more valuable than it is now. It was up here. It was up here the other day. It was, it was $1.34 per Steam. Okay, and today Steam is at 92 cents. So I essentially lost 40 cents in the value of a ton of coins that I held at that time in Steam. And I had paid, if we go back to this graph, I had paid at this point thinking it was going to go up from there. And of course, what happened from there was Friday night happened. The crash or correction, whichever version you want to believe, happened, and it caused dip after dip after dip. And we are still recovering in Steam. Okay, where it was in the 50s, so it says here 40967. That is the price now. Last week it was at about 58,000, nearly 60,000. And now it's at the low 40,000s and has even gotten as low as 38,000. Okay, so when it goes down from this price, or the $134 down to, it went down to about 76 cents, 70 to 76 cents. And you kind of think, oh my god, I have just lost 50% of what I held in that currency. Okay, so if I looked at my total portfolio, 50% of my kind of Steam revenue had been cut. Okay? The money I held in Steam had been cut. Yet, do I look upset about it? Do I look like I am angry and that I sold what I had? No. I kept what I had, because that will still be important for me later on. And what I in fact did was I compounded it with new buys of Steam at a much lower price. I got Steam when it was about 80 cents, 80 to 83 cents I got Steam at. I just bought a ton of it on Saturday morning. I woke up, I looked at my account, you saw my account, you saw it, and it had whittled down by 50%. Everything had gone down by 50%. My Ethereum had gone down. The little money I had in Bitcoin had gone down. Doge went down. Digibyte went down. They all went down. Okay, and I lost 50% of my overall holdings. Yet, today, I am still happy. Since that point, I have been buying more than ever. Okay, I have been buying Steam. I have been buying Digibyte. And let's just have a look at how Digibyte is doing. Okay, Digibyte is still doing tremendously well. Now, it was not doing as well as it was because it's all the way down here now, but it's still at 769. Yesterday, this was one of the top performing cryptocurrencies. Yesterday, it reached highs of nearly 900. It's at 770. It was at nearly 900 yesterday. It had almost completely retrieved what it had lost, going from this point to that point, and now up to this point. So, that recovered, and I used it as an opportunity to buy Digibyte at the right price, because around about this time here, I was thinking to myself, I want the price of Digibyte to go down below 500, and it wouldn't. It just wouldn't. It just stayed way above 500, and then the crash happened, and it reached as low as 500, and I waited. I woke up, it had gone above 500, and then I waited till it went below 400, and I had always thought my entry point has to be below 500, and it did go below 500, and I did buy those Digibytes, and I'm happy because they are now sitting pretty in my account. So essentially, this should serve as a lesson for how to react when the price goes down. Don't worry about it. Relax. Essentially, look at it as an opportunity to buy more of that currency while it's still low. Going back to Steem, if we have a look at the kind of history of Steem, look, it was all the way up here at one point. It was all the way at $4.31. That is how high the value of Steem has reached in the past. Okay, and then it went down, down, down. Basically accumulated the community, grew the community, and then it surged up 105, surged up again to 130, 134, and now it is down to 92 cents. Okay, so you can get it now at three quarters of the price it was the other day. 3/4. Okay, and having a head start on the people that bought at 130. And because of the historical peak that Steem had achieved, I personally think there is some real longevity in the investment of Steem. I think it can go well above this. And let me show you a reason why. Because having been a member of Steem now for a week, having 73 followers, and only doing 2 blog posts, I am now over $90 in total. $71 for my last blog, $23 for the blog before, and it's incredible the fact that it has got me so much money, even though I've only got 73 followers, even though I've only done 2 blog posts, even though the blog posts weren't even about anything that amazing. Okay, now let me just show you something else that's amazing about Steem. If I type in cryptocurrency crash 2000, let me put May 2017, and I type that into Google, look what comes up at number 4. At number 4 is my article. So not only does Steem have amazing monetization rewards for the people that join, become part of this amazing community, but your actual articles are indexed very nicely on Google, the #1 search engine. So people looking for articles about whatever you've written an article about will be pushed to your Steem article because they are indexed very nicely on the Google search network. That is amazing. That is worth its weight in gold. Okay, so not only does it have an amazing community, not only is the monetization brilliant, but there's also Google search traffic, and also the market value is significantly lower than it has been in the past. And in this time, we are growing a community that is attracting some really good marketing people that will propel Steem into the stratosphere. So Steem is a great one. But essentially, going back to the point of this podcast, do not react badly when the price goes down. Okay, now if it is a cryptocurrency that you're not that hot about, if it's one that you're unemotional about, has absolutely no affinity with you at all, then it's a good time to dump it before it experiences a loss, because you haven't got much of a commitment to it anyway. Okay, so but the time to sell is not at its lowest. Okay, so the other day, basically what we saw was stocks going down to their lowest value in ages. Okay, and that is the wrong time to sell. The time to sell is to let things stabilize and sell it when it gets a little bit higher. But for the ones that are long term, for me, that is Digibyte. For me, that is Steam. For me, that is Stratis. For those particular cryptocurrencies, they're the long term. And so therefore, I am making sure that I do not sell and I hold on to it. So I hope that that has inspired you to keep your stocks and also not to panic. Because what we saw the other day was widespread panic. The market cap is now 80 billion. It had decreased to 83. It had decreased to 53 billion as a result of the crash. Okay, and it was at 91 billion. Now we are just 10 billion off the maximum we've seen it ever. Okay, so it's still a vibrant place, and the time is now to invest in those cryptocurrencies that are still priced low. And also for you to see cryptocurrencies when they lose their value as an opportunity, not a problem. It's an opportunity to buy more stocks and buy stocks in other currencies that you have been interested in for a while and has experienced dramatic highs in the past, and you see it at the lowest value that you've seen in a long time. So when the value of your stock goes down, it's an opportunity, not a problem. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you in day 28.